I have whiskey, so I'm good to go.
We're back. What do you guys want to do?
I guess we're splitting up and going to our respective stations for the night for the rooftop team, and then
Yes, and then I get to
grapple team.
Okay. So our local Tempestus is going to watch over his Acolyte while the other two Batman onto the roof of the church. Okay.
I believe there was a ladder. We'll just use that.
Yeah. But, I mean, you know, Batman always stands on top of tall buildings in the darkness and watches stuff. So
we can still hide ourselves, though.
Yeah, of course. Well, let's figure out how well you hide yourselves, then.
So I'm actually going to activate Chameleon.
Wow, fantastic. Tell me more about this.
Okay, so I need to make a Psychic Mastery test. It's now 6 dice because that sheet's an older version. I'm going to cast it fetid, which means that I don't roll any Wrath dice in the cast. And it has a requirement of... Let's check. 4. So I need 4 successes.
Okay. That is not force. Oh, that is. There it is. It's just weirdly cocked.
Yep. So
okay.
It adds +1 to stealth tests and +1 to defense against ranged attacks.
So how does this look warp-wise? Like, how warpy is this warpness?
It's fetid, so it's probably not a big display, but it would be something like, I guess, I mean, the Chameleon Line cloak already has that sort of almost predator quality, but it then sort of moves onto the skin and the weapon and everything else around, sort of taking on that Chameleon Line effect. So I just need to sort of blend into the shadows on the roof.
Yeah, what's on this rooftop?
As mentioned, all along the rooftop is... So it's a flat top roof.
Mm-hmm.
There's not a lot of space to hide up, but if you go over the edge, there's gargoyles and such, but the whole edge of the roof has been reinforced to act as a kind of barricade.
Crenellations and such.
Yes, that one could place a rifle on and conceivably use as cover.
There's no like big like AC units or ductwork or anything.
Instead, the AC units are embedded into the floor, like the vent where... so if you guys want to hide among the statuary along the edge of the building, this is something that you could do.
Yeah, I'm going to do that.
Well, let's have both of you make your stealth rolls then. James is like, I play Silent Death, I ambush this bitch, and I kill her. And then we check afterwards if she has any chaos.
Alright, so rolling on 9 because I get, as a scout, I get use the terrain where I get plus rank to all stealth tests if I am going to be in cover. So. Uh, 3, 4, 6 on the Wrath die.
Okay. You guys are so well hidden, you can't even see each other.
Cool.
Good.
In the dark of the night, good Imperial citizens at this level of the hive, namely the top of the hive, are not seen. All that happens is arbitrators or perhaps judges exiting the Arbite Fortress Precinct. There's a clink noise. Not the firing of a grapnel gun, but simply someone having, with great force, thrown a grapnel that hooks onto a gargoyle, the same one that has been used repeatedly over the last 5 nights. About a minute later, a dark form slinks onto the roof and pauses next to a gargoyle and begins looking around, seeing if there's anything. Having Mr. Forms, crawls low on the roof towards the vent. Do you do anything?
No.
Well, so we have we probably can't sub-vocalize, can we? So I might actually try and telepathically send a message to
Oh boy.
the scout.
Yeah, tell me more about this.
So I'm activating telepathy. So that is 6 dice again, requiring 3 successes.
Fettered.
Fettered, yep.
That is one success.
Okay, I may as well wrath that because.
You sure you don't want to maybe do one of those things where there's some warpy pair? Wow.
I cannot roll today. Okay, no telepathy. Okay.
You reach out for the powers of the warp, and though you do not imperil yourself, the warp recoils from your discipline. It does not answer your call.
It's that foul human mind.
That, wow. Man, if that's what you want to tell yourself, but it is you attempting to impose your will on the warp that has truly stopped this. What's the plan then? You're just going to let her...
Yeah. I'm going to wait.
Okay. She reaches the vent, and over the course of 20 seconds, very quietly shifts it up, over, down, ties the rope into the vent area, and then begins descending down into the cathedral.
As soon as she disappears from view, and then a couple seconds, I'm going to activate the Vox bead and tell Lycus that our friend has arrived and is headed through the ductwork.
I believe Lycus was just already sitting in the cathedral waiting.
Oh yeah, but I'm just confirming that she's here.
Where are you sitting in the cathedral?
Probably like one of the pews with like his leg over one leg with a goblet of.
Oh, this world is imperfect. I just want to make it as beautiful as I am.
Yeah.
Set myself up off to the side, ready, so anyone coming into the room will be at least partially flanked.
So neither of you have made any attempt to hide yourself. Standing in the.
Let's see. That's
kind of, yeah, essentially.
Actually, yeah, I'll try and hide myself.
Okay.
I'm just sitting in the darkness, like the guy waiting for the person waiting for the spouse come home after a late night.
The Space Marine and the Eldar are like silent death, and you guys are you're just sitting there enjoying your cup of.
Well, no, actually, Antipho is also like silent death. Antipho with a 4 is fairly well hidden. Whether or not this person has noticed Antipho is irrelevant, because as she pulls herself down by the rope, she immediately moves over to where Lycus is. Says, I assume that you are Inquisitorial Acolyte Lycus Santoro.
Indeed. May I ask to the pleasure of you?
She drops down to one knee and says, my name is irrelevant. I am here to serve at the will of the Emperor.
I would still like to know a name. And
pleasure to make your acquaintance irrelevant.
She doesn't react when you say something behind her.
No, I don't say anything.
Okay.
I wouldn't say anything. I wouldn't. Yeah, I'm just gonna hide just to say something. No, I won't. I'm still playing the hidden thing.
Yeah, you're not hidden to her, but you can believe it. She says, my name is Duet.
And have you been the one that's been doing the rituals here at night?
For the last 5 nights, I have arrived in order to bolster the faith of the Imperial people.
Excellent. Figured that it would be the case. I believe you're one of the death cult.
I am a member of the Imperial cult. I have seen the one who runs this ecclesiarchy facility, and I have found his faith wavering from time. Among my local workplace, there are those whom I believe to be heretics and mutants, and I have come to him asking him to cleanse these people in his negligence, he has allowed them to grow and fester. So I present the Emperor with the gifts that this man would not.
And do you have proof of your claims?
She pulls out a bag, and inside you could see that there's a sealed container of what probably is warm blood and 4 human skulls.
May I ask where these skulls came from?
Heretics.
Can I try to determine if she's telling the truth or not?
Okay, this will be extremely difficult because, for one thing, her ability to not give away anything is quite high, and for the second thing, you have no ability to see her face because it's covered in a...
Just mostly just listening in, like...
Yeah, of course. Make it insight. Well, you're pretty good. You're gonna need a 5.
4, 5. Get these away. 1, 2.
That
3,
is in
4,
fact a 5.
5. I'll throw in now. Keep the wrath.
He re-rolls and gets a 1 on the Wrath die. Fucks everything up. You sense no deception from her. She seems to regard you highly.
Do you have proof of the preacher's wavering faith?
The proof is in action. I do not say that he is a heretic, merely that he is old and negligent in this one cause.
Interesting.
For the hive is deep, and he is the closest church to the factory wherein we work. He has no lesser priests among him to head down there, and so he is, I suppose, pretended that this is not his problem. So I have dealt with it for him, as I was directed to do.
Excellent. Perhaps you would like to work for me as well.
It would be an honor to work for the Inquisition.
I will give you my Vox information if you can give me yours. I will contact you when I need you. I will speak to the preacher about this tomorrow.
Can we also communicate to make sure they're okay? Have you seen her go down the ductwork?
I haven't heard any. I'm assuming bolter fire. So
No.
or I mean the the statico fire of a fully auto, because we all know that Antipho is just going to go full auto. So
Yeah.
I mean, for all you know, the super deadly assassin could have killed them both without you ever noticing.
Yeah, so basically, Acolyte, do you need any assistance?
No, it is all fine. You may come down.
Okay.
yeah, is there climbing down a ladder? Just Kalrak, churches. I hate churches.
In the future, I would like to see this area that you're working in. I also have a request, if you could. There used to be an old gang that was recently found by us that has been corrupted. We would like for someone to go in and see if there's any more that needs to be cleansed.
Speak their name.
I am blanking on the name right now. Something Pie.
Kappa Pi or some such.
Some frat name. Oh, I'm blanking so hard on the name.
Mm-hmm.
I draw the stickman butt symbol for her.
Okay. Sigma Pi. It will. I am unaware of their previous locations, but I will search for such things. As your will, Acolyte.
Thank you. Let me know what you find.
She just starts hauling herself hand over hand back up the rope.
But before she leaves, if we've gotten down there, I want to offer her back her mono knife.
All right.
Just take a pack and offer it to her.
She comes back down and takes the knife and said, I had not sought to see this again. And she like takes the knife from you, and then she meets your eyes, and you're 100% certain that as soon as she sees your face, she's going to use the knife to stab you to death. What do you want to do?
Get out of the way.
Okay.
Full defense.
Yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and have you make a roll here, probably. Why don't you make an athletics roll?
Pulls the D&D, but can I use my acrobatics?
3.
3 successes. Yep.
All right, so Kalrak and Eshairr just coming in, and Tifo's like looking around. Lycus is already plotting his next plot when all of a sudden Eshairr slides back, and this woman is charging after Eshairr, trying to knife her to death, screaming, Xenos!
It is fine. She's working for me.
I immediately have the bolter pistol trained on her.
You say that it's fine, Lycus, and she pauses, like ready to throw the dagger at Eshairr. She's just like, I would never question your orders, Inquisitor. Like through clenched teeth as she puts the dagger in a bag and starts walking backwards, eyes locked on Eshairr, hand over hand, but this time it's super dramatic, watching Eshairr the whole time she goes up.
I'm just tracking her.
Make a note for you two not to be in the same area.
I could have anticipated that reaction, but I did want to return the knife.
That's very kind of you.
It's a shame. It's a good knife.
Well, I spent about 40 of your years as an artisan, and from what little I can remember of that life, to have crafted something for somebody and have it change hands would have been quite distressing.
Yes.
Just
Well,
casually drop that in there. Yeah, I spent 40 years becoming a master blacksmith. No big deal.
Well, I mean, if I was playing Blood Angels, I could do the same shenanigans.
Well, since that's been handled for now, on the morrow I'll come back tomorrow, speak with the preacher.
After the torture, of course.
After the torture.
If you're able to walk.
Have you told everyone that you're going to be tortured?
I mean, I was there.
I don't know if everybody else could hear the call.
Well, probably not.
I'm going to assume no.
Probably depends if you told us or not.
I don't think Lycus
I mean,
will.
I'm sure he heard your side of the conversation.
Yes. But my
Yeah,
side
so
of
very positive.
Yeah. Excellent. Yes.
I look forward to it.
I'm sure it'll be quite gruesome.
Well,
I mean-
it's good we see the Inquisitor because I want to ask him a question.
Reasonably infer, yeah. Gruesomeness and looking forward to it, yeah. For the Inquisitor, yeah.
Yes, Acolyte, when you're finished with the Inquisitor, I'd like to ask him a question before we head off too, since we're meeting him tomorrow.
We'll see what kind of mood he is, and we'll see if it'd be a wise decision to ask him a question. What would be your question?
He's just pissed off at you. He's not pissed off at us.
Well, I feel that I'm not contributing to this formation of the army because there's very few Eldari forces that I can raise from this world. But I was thinking back to those vaults that we went to some time ago. There may have been devices, artifacts of the Eldari that have been captured and stored there over time. Potentially, if I could have access to those vaults, I might be able to find something that could be used to bolster the forces that we can bring to the future battles.
That's an excellent idea. Should be sure to ask that tomorrow.
We'll see if the Inquisitor agrees. Maybe I'll ask him.
Sure.
You open the door and there's just a wave serpent just chilling in a closet. You laugh,
With a
but the
plaque
U.S.
on it
Army. You laugh, but
Unknown artifact.
the U.S. Army lost a 90-ton super heavy tank destroyer in the middle of a field, just somewhere in like Pennsylvania or some shit for like 30 years. So
I'm not
it
shocked.
happens.
They just don't report it and it's like, this thing's broke down.
They have no idea how it got there. It was just chilling in a field. Like literally, just some dude had it, and he doesn't know how it got there either. And it weighs like 90 tons, and they just anyway.
All right.
All right, so we're gonna head back. We're just gonna hang out in the church for the rest of the night.
I think head back for the night
We can do that.
and hope Eshairr doesn't get, just ambushed.
I will stick with the Eldar. Use that superhuman hearing.
Prepare
Okay.
for my interrogation in the morning and whatnot.
All right, Lycus. It's in the afternoon. Inquisitor Calidus Cinevis invites you to his office, RSVP, 12 noon sharply.
Teen torture.
It's that picture of the phone call. It's like Imperial Inquisition. It's answer and answer.
I mean, obviously, Lycus shows up like 15 minutes early.
Well, to be early is to be on time.
Yes. To be on time is to be late.
It's too late.
That's not a joke.
Amazing. I like it.
That was drilled into my head by one of my first bosses. Like 5 minutes early is on time. On time is 5 minutes late.
Yep.
All right. I need to write down here that you have one death cult assassin. Death cult.
Well, it's always good to have a pocket assassin.
Named Duet. She's a nice girl. She's got a day job at a factory, and she murders her coworkers that she thinks are chaos.
As one would, that's
No.
extremely normal.
I think so as well. Lycus, the Inquisitor invites you in and agrees to show you 2 of the techniques that he uses in particular, including his favorite one. And as the doors begin closing, your screams fill the room and echo from the dark piping in every direction. I'd like you to go ahead and make a resolve test real quick.
3. Interesting. Okay.
Well, that's bad because you need 5 successes.
Oh my.
I can't just spin a wrath just to drop that down a little bit.
Is that a thing Wrath can do?
I don't know. I know you could do it for the. Oh, where did my thing go?
You just dropped it through the floor.
Yeah, I know a corruption test. Can you do that?
All right. Well, this should be fun.
That's 2 successes.
2. That's not going to be enough. The only thing I could pass if I get 4.
Nope. You just
No.
fail.
You can't succeed.
Yep.
You have to re-roll the successes you already have and hope for.
So you tell him everything.
You tell him all the things that you failed to tell him. You tell him everything that he wants to know. You fill out your report in excruciating detail of your activities overnight.
I was going to do that anyway. Because...
Right, but now you're doing it because you want the pain to stop, not because it's your job.
Okay, yeah, that's fair.
At one point, you just end up remembering childhood memories just to detach your body from the incredible and intense, unbelievable and indescribable pain of having your nerves be connected to a metallic box and then just buttons pressed on the box and your whole life shatters.
Ooh, magic pain glove.
About 4 hours
Excruciating.
later, is anyone there for Lycus when the Inquisitor picks him up by the back of his neck by like a kitten and throws him out into the antechamber? Or is he just
probably
going to lie
waiting,
there
no.
until a servant comes
I'll be
by?
there. I'll be there waiting. I'm probably standing guard. Just like catch him in one hand, munching on a sandwich.
You, Tempestus. Has there been any heresy that you would like to report within our ranks?
None that I have witnessed.
Keep a vigilant eye out. As you can see, chaos infests this territory. This planet must be held at any and all costs.
Ever vigilant. Like, kind of half pick him up.
Clean that
How
thing
does
up.
Chris's demeanor seem?
Oh, very, very icy. You know, it's not like the Inquisitor is normally a ball of cheer, but his grimness has taken on an even sharper shadow. There might even be a sinister chuckle every once in a while as he looks
Because
down.
some torturers enjoy their work.
I would say that he appears as if he is satisfied with the results of his work, but he's also upset that this trainee that has so deeply strayed. No. I mean, he's an Inquisitor. Of course he's going to cave, right? But your performance was so lacking. Just, you didn't last long enough.
I'll get him next time, Gadget.
Like, pick you up and start half carrying away.
The doors close as the
Offer you a bite of
Inquisitor,
sandwich.
standing with one hand up, looks out with a glove and just stares at you and Lycus as you retreat. And the door shuts in his face.
Maybe I'll ask later.
Eshairr, you get a pop-up notice on your Vox indicating that now is the time for your meeting with the Inquisitor.
Okay. I'll go and knock on the door that's closed then.
The door reopens and he's still standing there, same pose. It says, "You wish to speak with me, Xenos. Step inside. Take a seat."
I will. This time it's just me. So
I apologize for the mess. Our servitor will be in to clean it up shortly.
it's not a problem, Lord Inquisitor. I simply wished to make a proposal to you regarding filling out this army that has been built to defend this world and this sector. There's obviously very little I can do for my own forces while assisting your acolytes on this planet. I know that neither of us really desire this current situation, but I accept that it is what we've agreed to do, and both our sides benefit from it. But in the meantime, I'd also like to contribute towards this greater outcome of having a force that can defend these worlds. The data vaults that we were sent to some days back, they seem to be a store of many things that the Inquisition has claimed over time. With your permission, I'd like to assess whether there are any artifacts of my people, weapons, equipment, even things that could be used to buy favor within my hierarchy, that could be used to bolster the Eldari forces we can bring to the field the next time we battle the Greenskin or any other enemy.
So he opens his desk and pulls out a few papers and looks over them while thinking over your request. And then he says, "Captured Eldar artifacts are available within the system. And I have the ability and authority to request that such items be returned to you to bolster your reputation among your people. But you should know that they are currently in the possession of the Adeptus Mechanicus of the nearby Forge world. What do you know of the Magos Biologus?"
Only what little I've read about in my book, which is quite sparing on the topic of the cult mechanicus, especially those of a biologist nature. But I'm sure that in speaking with the scout, he would be able to fill in the blanks I have on that particular group.
Your scout will lead you astray. His kind foolishly chant the words, "The flesh is weak." Whether that is true or not, the Magos Biologists believe the complete opposite. Silax Beta 2 within this system is home to several biologists who are studying not just cures for disease and some of the more unique problems that this planet suffers from, but also in bolstering human lifespan, ability, and purifying the bloodline. They would be quite interested to study your people directly, rather than infer what they can from these leftover artifacts. I would allow you to take a leave of absence from this warband, to travel to Silax Beta 2, and present yourself to a willing Magos Biologist in order to convince them of your sincerity, to answer their questions, and perhaps submit to a few extremely routine laboratory tests.
Yes, I have to ask, are we talking examination or vivisection?
I would make it clear that I would like you returned alive.
Very well. I'll
Before you
consider-
agree, you may want to speak with the rest of your unit.
Yes,
Your
this is something I should consider.
absence will be felt for some time, and of course my own view on the Adeptus Mechanicus may be quite different from what the rest of them may tell you. Specifically, that the biologists do not suffer from a profundity of respect. I am
Very well.
thankful for your service, in accordance with the compact that I have made with your commander, this Farseer.
I'm thankful for the accommodations that you've made to allow my presence.
It is of service to both our people's goals that you remain here in the search for the artifact.
Indeed. And I have no illusions about the nature of our business once this is done.
Well, who knows?
Only the skeins of fate.
You are dismissed.
I get up and leave quickly.
The door is open for you.
He didn't.
I'm like going sideways through the doors. They're only partly open.
He didn't say your name, so you're good. You're good. It's like your mother. As long as you don't hear your middle name, you're fine.
Oh boy, wow, that one. It's deep.
Yeah.
Okay. Where are we at, team, fam? At some point several hours later, Lycus, you are functional. You don't have any visible
dragged his
wounds.
butt to somewhere to get actual medical care.
Well, yeah, it's not that, he hasn't been abused or anything. He's just
It
been
doesn't matter.
vomiting intensely, and
Doesn't matter. Need him back on his feet as quickly as possible.
it's going to be hours. You bring him to a hospitality, and they try to medicate him, and someone just like, yep, I've seen this before several times a day. It's the Inquisitor's handiwork, huh?
There was a clerk that used to work down the hall, and man, he got real fucked up.
Oh, yeah, no, he's in the bed over there. Still hasn't woken up. Been over a day.
This is the best thing about excruciating is you don't actually just set someone fire to make them feel like they're on fire.
Yeah.
This device.
It's like I guess pain glove, the same thing, but for Astartes.
Lycus, you are more hardy and resilient than some office clerks. For about 4 hours, you wake up. You're in a medical bay. Antipho is sitting next to you, eating a sandwich in one hand with a sandwich in the other hand. Don't know how he does it.
Staring out the window.
He bought the dual-wield talent.
Dual-wield sandwich. It costs half as many points as you would need for dual-wield gun.
To take a bite. Yeah.
Has no one stopped you from taking their sandwiches yet?
Oh, No. Funniest thing, really.
Where are the
I'm
others?
assuming that someone came in while Lycus was unconscious with like a tray of food that Antipho just grabbed while Lycus was out.
Yeah, you like look down and there's like a food tray in front of you, and there's like a space where there was a sandwich, and then there's like an apple or some applesauce or like orange juice. It's like funniest thing, really.
The pudding's gone, of course.
Oh yeah, pudding's long gone.
Where's the others?
I guess I would have been with Eshairr waiting, because I did tell Lycus that I would follow the Eldar, because the cultist is.
Like I imagine they're still back at base.
Yeah.
I wanted to make sure that you were back up on your feet as quickly as possible. You don't do any good unconscious lying there. Yeah.
Thank you.
You're
We
welcome.
should move ahead to meet up with them now. I'll
All right.
box them, tell them that we're on the way.
All right, let's get out of here. Your clothes are over there.
My clothes? Oh, of course.
Yeah, funniest thing, even though you didn't have any real physical damage, they still insisted on putting you in a robe.
Story of my fucking life. You go in for anything, and they're like, pants off. I'm like, X-ray your pinky. Take off your pants.
That's just a thing that doctors do. I don't get it. Maybe it helps with the
Completely
healing
very
process.
position.
I don't know.
No matter. Let's get it moving soon.
Okay. As
Like
you're
we all leave, and then Antipho turns around and grabs the applesauce real quick.
It's just gonna go to waste, right?
I just want somebody to be like, this is the number of calories Antipho consumes on a regular basis, so his muscle growth should be the following.
Well, he is lugging around like a fully automatic heavy weapon.
I'm looking
and
around
like
a lot of stuff.
it's like it's like fucking commando. He's just carrying all this shit.
As you're leaving the Inquisitorial secret fortress hidden inside and underneath the plaza of the planetary governor's mansion, you walk out into a procession of Imperial nobility. They're all holding extremely tiny dogs, like palm-sized dogs, and they're walking them around the palace and just like introducing them to every room, like turning and be like, Snookums over here, this is the green-red room, not to be confused with the red-green room. They see you come out of like a service door. I'm assuming that you like have not had time to change your clothes since you murdered a fuck ton of cultists.
Oh no, I'm still in like full carapace.
Yeah, so
I mean, I probably would have had the clothes cleansed.
Just like hose him down or something.
Antipho, what about you? Have you stopped to get a change of clothes in the last 12 hours?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
No barbarian.
Well, then Kalrak comes out, and then like all of the nobles see him, and they're just like, "How barbarian!" And then begin speaking in High Gothic about how gauche this servant.
I can understand High Gothic.
They don't know that you know.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna respond in High Gothic and tell them to get out of my way. I'll just plow through them.
How rude! Someone stop that man! He can't just do that to me.
Silence!
I
Be
would
gone.
suggest that you leave the lodge man alone for your own safety.
Who even are you? Do you know who I am?
Kalrak Malkos, I am Hands, 10th Company.
I do, and I do not care at the moment.
There's a
So
tower
like
above them at almost 8 feet tall.
one of them is just like, pretending to be a space marine is a crime. My father will have you hanged for this.
I still have a bolt pistol and a chainsword.
Who's your father? Oh,
Did you just go, oh?
no, I'm sorry. Who's your father?
Count Malwak.
Interesting.
Who?
Taserface.
Tuck.
Where is he at the moment?
I'm not going to speak to a servant about these things. Someone summon the enforcers immediately. Snookums, don't look at them. They're horrible to gaze upon. They're peasants.
I like to imagine this man just comes up to like my nipples. Just have to look down at him like.
So yeah, this gaggle of 5 nobles are all hiding their tiny palm dogs so that they physically cannot see.
Please, let's not insult dogs by calling those things dogs. They're rats with fur.
They are palm dogs, sir, and I don't want you to insult the dogs by calling them rats.
They're not dogs.
They are loyal companions to humans, okay? They're a wonderful species.
It's gotta be at least like 40 pounds to be considered
You're
a dog.
incorrect. These dogs are wonderful and great. Everyone on this planet loves them. They're a local specialty.
I'm sure they're delicious.
Wow.
Kalrak, where's Eshairr?
I assume she's right behind me.
Yeah, I was just following behind
Oh, okay,
quietly.
good. Sorry, I could not see you behind the whole
Using me for cover.
So 2 enforcers wearing large red capes with gold trim begin swishing their way from the front entrance and are just like, "Halt there, citizens. We've received word of a complaint."
Yes.
Yes,
Now,
well, I'm going to need the 4 of you to come with us then.
If you're like
The noble that was making a fuss, and I said, "Disturbing the peace."
So he turns to the noble and he's like, "That's right, they're disturbing the peace." The enforcer turns back to you, Antipho, and goes, "I'm going to need the 4 of you to come with me."
I just
I will give you my information.
All right. The same
Which
thing
case-
happens that always happens. Zero subtlety. So he has the nobles, so the 2 of them begin pushing the nobles to the side, and they're like, "Oh, what are you doing? You can't touch me. That's against the law. I'll have your job for this. I'm the second cousin of the Imperial Governor." And they clear room so that the 4 of you can get past these nobles.
I would actually like. I don't need like them. I don't care about. I don't need you to make room for me. I just wish you to give the. Who's the head guy? The governor.
The
Imperial Governor.
That they're enforceable.
Planetary Governor, yeah.
I wish for you to deliver me a message for the governor. I wish to speak to him at some point whenever he's available.
Can I?
I will give you my information for you to give to him.
Of course.
Aren't we staying in the governor's house?
Yes.
Isn't that where we are?
Yes. That's who you've been stealing the sandwiches from.
Yeah, I gathered that.
I mean,
Yes,
they were on a
but I need
platter just sitting on a table. I don't know if it was really
They
theft.
just magically keep getting refilled. It's I don't know what sort of.
It's actually warp heresy.
Sorcery
He
it
made
is,
a
but
deal.
I highly doubt the Imperial Governor of this planet is eating fucking turkey sandwiches.
No, there's zucchini.
Okay, well, whatever.
Yes, but I need to make an appointment.
Why do you have such a big deal against turkey? I don't understand your anti.
Somebody said last week, like, "Oh, this man just made a sandwich and the turkey was too moist or some shit." That's the joke.
Can never have too. Made that shit in gravy. So Chad is saying the governor is higher than the Inquisitor. That's not true, but the governor is definitely higher than an Inquisitorial Acolyte.
Higher than Pondo, but not higher than my Inquisitor.
I'm not demanding. I'm just saying.
So he's just like, "I will deliver your request to the planetary governor's social secretary
Thank you.
by your leave." And like he gestures for you to go because now these nobles are starting to freak out, and like one of the tiny dogs has started yapping.
All right, let's everybody go. We will discuss on the way of our findings.
I'll break off a piece of sandwich and feed it to no.
So as you do, like the noble holding is like, "Oh no! Ew, that's processed food. No, stop! I only free range to Snookum. Stop! This is a crime. Why aren't these enforcers arresting you?"
Don't worry about that.
I just shrug and turn away and just pop the bite in my mouth.
You have definitely created an enemy of all 5 of these.
Good.
Acolyte, could you not just submit a pict of yourself to the enforcers so they'll know for the future whenever they get called out to a man fitting your description that it's something they're not to get involved in?
Well, they know
actually
now.
That actually would save a lot of time. Honestly.
I figured out it has it already, but of course,
Well, obviously they don't. Otherwise, they
this
keep doing it.
paperwork gets lost half the time than it is get put in. So they'll have the picture now, at least.
I feel like
that would be very helpful. Mine as well.
I feel like we don't blend with the people of this city, at least the upper parts of it. Is that something that we should be looking to?
Yes, we should
improve?
probably work on.
Well,
Disguises.
considering we probably would never be able to afford one of their outfits.
I believe you're going to have a hard time finding something that I fit in.
I mean,
Yes.
nobles aren't the only things in these districts. There are servants, there are functionaries, workers. Surely we could get a more downplayed outward appearance for dealing in this part of the city. I mean, we're not saying here right now we're going down high, but still, this seems to happen a lot. We seem to offend people quite quickly and end up having to wait to solve things with the enforcers.
Yes, we should probably work on maybe getting some servant disguises.
As you all are talking, as you're descending the stairs in front of the planetary governor's mansion, there is a red robe Cult Mechanicus heading directly toward. Got a little incense burner on his shoulder that's smoking out, and like mechadendrite tail coming off of his back.
Hello.
Greetings. This one has listened in on your conversation, and with use of cogitator, determined a functional plan.
And what plan is this?
You are also a member of a retinue, are you not?
You could say so.
Yes.
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 There are various levels of subtlety in our line of work. It would appear that your particular unit has chosen to abandon such precepts.
Working on the resources to be more subtle. The moment is very difficult with our group.
Once you have let the cat out of the bag, it is difficult to put the cat back in the bag.
Indeed.
I
Who's putting the
suggest...
cat in bags.
So he reaches into his robe and pulls out his servo skull and says,
I would freely offer this object to you for use of identification.
And what do you request in return?
Nothing. Your unique methodology of solving problems has drawn much attention to your unit, and it would please our unit greatly if you would continue to pull eyes in your...
He doesn't finish the sentence.
Right. I want to pull a natural tabletop thing, an insight.
Sure. What are you looking for?
Seeing relative deceit or trying to get any sort of motives out of this person.
Sure. Difficulty's 5.
I mean, it seemed like he was pretty
He was pretty
straightforward with
direct.
it.
My 6/6. All right. This is plausible.
Like the more ruckus we make, the more
1,
easily they can
2,
do whatever it is.
Correct.
5. I got 5.
Yeah, this guy thinks incredibly lowly of your ability to stealth. As you're looking over this servo skull that he's given you, you can see that it's got like scrolls that have been filled out with your name, occupation. There's a very nice hand-drawn picture of you. So like anytime the servo skull goes anywhere, it's gonna and like display your name, your Inquisitorial Acolyte rank. It's probably gonna play a theme song for you and announce you.
Make way for Acolyte, like I said.
This guy thinks that you are completely inept at your job and is there's some measure of mockery to it, but also you get the idea that he wants you to accept this so that it's easier for his team to get around.
Oh no,
Maybe.
this is his cricket. This is his cricket soundboard effect.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, yes. I'll keep this in one condition, that we exchange Vox information, that I can get in contact with you later.
Refusal.
Then I refuse your gift.
Good day, Acolyte.
Good day.
Turns around and begins shuffling down the stairs. Incense is wafting around.
Ironically, before he walked up, I was about to say that the other option to making ourselves more stealthy is to avoid insulting people so much. That seems to be where the problem starts.
Yeah, that do seem to be quite good at insulting people and pissing them off. It's a rare art form, really, you know.
People need thicker skin.
Well, there is something to be said for subtlety.
I believe those cybernetic augmentations for thicker skin.
Right. Eshairr, what information did you find out from the Inquisitor?
So he was in support of my proposal, but there would be a cost, one that I'm not certain at this point about paying. The Magus Biologists of the Mechanicum want to examine, live Eldar, of which we have one available to us right now. So not only would it involve submitting for such examination, but it would potentially take me out of range of this group for some time, since the biologist group is on a different world in this sector.
I would not trust the biologists.
That's exactly what the Inquisitor said you'd say.
Well, he is correct. Also, your marksmanship skills would be, he looks at Antipho, sorely missed.
Oh my god. Fuck coming up with a plan to not insult other people. You can't even stop insulting yourselves.
Look, that is Iron Hands in a nutshell. They don't give a fuck. Brutal honesty, that's their whole fucking thing. But the biologists believe that they can augment the flesh.
No fucks given.
Oh yeah, no, that's fine. It's just, I mean, it works out, but it still annoys the Space Marine, because that's not what they're taught.
Extremely wasteful. I know this.
Right.
But...
Also, the plan of this biologist group is to unnaturally extend human life longer than it has already been extended. And although such things are probably beyond my scope, I can't at this point comprehend the concept of a universe where humanity has a lifespan akin to my kind, what that would mean for the rest of the galaxy. So I would need to discuss this not only with you, but with my own people as well before submitting to such examination.
I understand. Well, currently we have a preacher to speak with, and then we need to go at some point down to the hive. The other thing we probably should do before we go down the hive is procure some disguises for ourselves, since we're going to be dealing with trying to find our...
There's one difficulty will be finding a cloak big enough.
I mean, there are gene enhanced servants that, even servitors that the scout could potentially pass himself up as, not in his carapace armor though.
Yeah, not in the carapace. That's not in the armor, but because there are plenty of even in the books and stuff, there are plenty of times where Space Marines they just think that they're mutants, or just they've been what's that surgery they can do, James, where you just essentially graft a fuck ton of muscle on you. Is in the other RPGs, whatever.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah, you know what I meant, but yeah. So I could probably pull it off, but I couldn't wear my armor and do it. Some glasses and a fake mustache. Yeah, I'll go with that.
Say your name is
on
Clark
the armor.
Kent.
All right, so the preacher first, yeah?
Yep, go as a preacher, and then we'll
Yeah.
go slight shopping.
Uh,
I imagine it would be hard to get servant disguises and whatnot, but
So which preacher are we
Just-
going to here?
The one that the death cult is.
Ah, Wilmot Ritter. Right. The
abbot, whatever.
yeah. So you're
Or that guy.
walking or catching a transport to the closest hospitaller enclave.
Yes.
Okay. I would like everyone to make a awareness 5 as you.
Oh boy.
Is this sight or hearing?
It is definitely.
Okay. Because I would like to use my superior
I got a
Astartes vision.
I failed.
So that,
I got 6, but a complication.
sorry, so
5,
nice.
3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Jesus.
Bump the. I'll bump
got
the
it.
rat die to get better information, and then no one go into glory.
I got 3.
So everyone but Antipho succeeds, and Eshairr, you cause a complication.
Yep.
You guys are getting out of your Imperial Guard issued Uber that is set to transport you wherever you need to go, and you know you have to like call the guard up for them to come drag your ass wherever you need to go. As you're getting out of the transport, it begins driving away. You see along the street outside the Enclave, it starts to set off everybody's senses here. Like, there's no one waiting outside. There doesn't seem to be a lot of movement coming from inside. And that's when, Eshairr, you bump into someone that was walking on a cross street, and your hood falls down. And he's just like, it's a Xenos! It's a
wanna deck him.
Xenos!
I want to punch him in the face.
Okay. You do. I mean, you're a massive space marine, and you punch him in the face. He crumples, and someone goes, sorry, citizen, did I hear you say Xenos?
No, this man is drunk. He's out of his mind.
He looks at the guy
Trying
whose
to
nose
attack
has
him.
clearly been intensely broken and is bleeding, and
I'll
he's
put
just
mine
like,
up as well quickly.
This man tried to attack us.
He seems to be under the effect of some type of narcotic. He came at me. I defended myself.
let's be super clear here. This is one regular Imperial citizen looking
Don't
at
care.
4 hugely armed people standing in the middle of a street, and he does not believe you, but he is not going to fight you.
Yeah.
He turns and he's just like, of course, everything you're saying seems perfectly logical. May the Emperor protect you. And he begins like walking away towards a Vox box.
This shit is just.
Please do not report this.
When you say that, he starts picking up the pace, trying to make it there quicker.
Sir?
Are you just standing there like speaking to him quietly? Sir, I need you to stop. Just stop.
I need you to
Stop.
stop. Everything is fine.
Every time you say this, he begins picking up pace quicker and quicker. You can tell he's on the edge of panic. He doesn't know what's going on, but someone is like nearly dead on the
Don't we just
floor.
walk off?
He's not
Yes, of course you can. If only you had a servo skull to show up and announce your presence.
Let's just make ourselves scarce. Acolyte.
Of course.
Let's
You-
go.
You enter the hospitale. One of the first things you see is Preacher Wilmot Ritter, at least his torso, with a trail of blood behind him as he's crawling towards the door, and he sees you and says,
Gun instantly in hand.
"You have to stop him." And then he collapses on the ground.
I seem to suspect there's probably someone here.
Now, let's be very clear.
My
This-
keen detective senses.
This whole Hospitaller Enclave, these places are bastions of the best parts of the Imperium. They're always clean, they're white, they're brightly lit. people come in here, they leave happy, they love what goes on in this place, diseases are cured, lives are extended. This place, the lighting is busted, there's bullet holes everywhere, there's blood all over the floor. It's like it's a Resident Evil game. You've walked into the set of a horror scene. And right in the middle of the floor is a guy you know, half of him.
So it might be a good idea to call that little assassin.
So when you say the places, I mean, it's in district. I mean, is this just like something just swept through here like a hurricane, or is this like obviously been shit for a while? Like, is there mold on the floor?
It seems recent, quite recent.
Okay, so like, yeah, just something went down here. Okay.
Indeed, I'll have to call her up soon.
I mean, if he's been cut in half, it probably happened recently because he probably hasn't been that way for a long time.
Yeah.
Oh, he's okay. I didn't
We
realize
should
he was.
also keep our eyes open in case that thing is still somehow here.
Like, look at him, point. I suspect that wound is fresh.
With the blood trail, yeah, we'll give it away. I'm gonna definitely gonna draw my full pistol.
I am definitely going to try to look to see if I can see anything.
And I'm gonna make like a you know, just that kind of thing. I just want
to be clear. No one's attempting to save this guy from dying. You're just.
I thought he's. Well, I mean, what are we gonna do?
Is he a torso?
If he's been,
look,
if he's been
I want to be clear.
bisected-
They could save Space Marines. Okay, they could keep Space Marines alive that are just torsos.
Yeah, but
It's
they're also
not
superhumans. They have 2 hearts and all
I'm
the other
just-
stuff.
I'm just asking if you all believe that he is definitely going to die and you aren't going to do anything. That's fine.
Well,
I'm just asking.
Lycus and Antipho can try, and Eshairr and I
I'll
can provide
try.
Overwatch.
I thought I was just done.
It
for
will
now.
take some time. We're talking like 10 minutes of work here. You're not going to be able to like investigate this place. You're going to be stuck. Whoever tries to keep him alive is going to be stuck here.
I mean, do we try
shoving
and find out
organs
where
back
this thing is, or are you trying to? We're going to try and save this guy. Or just write him off as a.
We should split the party.
Yes, please do. Amazing. That is exactly what I want to hear.
Well, I'm looking to go inside, weapons out.
I mean,
Okay.
it's ultimately Lycus' call, I think. What it wants to do. I mean, try and save this guy, or we can just write him off in, you know, a death in service of the Imperium and keep going, as cruel as it is.
Pondo's
Yes,
sitting there. He's just like, you know what I really want on my tabletop side is a super loyal Ministoran priest that I brought back from death with cyber legs.
Half of a priest.
Well, you know,
I
the
know.
weak fleshy part's been removed. I thought you would
Oh.
like that part.
Twice as
Yeah,
strong.
when it happens to me and my battle brothers, not some random this guy I've known for less than 24 hours. It's fine. It's whatever. But you know, do we try and figure out what the fuck happened here, or because it sounds like we have to make a choice?
Do you humans not have triage? Surely there are people inside who could survive, who may die if we stay here to try and save this one man.
Dude. Let's investigate.
All right.
You step over his body coolly, like us, leaving him to die.
No, I'm gonna give him the Emperor's Mercy.
Wow. Okay. What does that look like?
I'm gonna take my combat knife. I'm gonna stick in the back of his skull.
Wow. Okay.
Just-
well, that was pretty
Ow.
merciful.
That's,
Yeah.
He needs no more suffering. He's just gone. That's the Emperor's Mercy right there. I could have, you know, it's just
Shoot him with the bolter pistol.
no, that'd be a waste of ammo. Plus, it'd give us away.
As you begin to go into the facility, you move tactically, weapons out, solid snaking at every door, peeking around corners. There are people dead in every room. The weapons vary. Blades, axes, chain swords. What is almost certainly a force weapon was used
Chainsword.
at one.
Force weapon. Ooh, Jesus. Okay.
Or a power
Uh,
weapon.
I was gonna say we see chainswords like, ooh, I grabbed one of those.
Well, he's saying the damage.
No, I'm saying the damage that you see in the room. Almost
Force
certainly
weapon or a power weapon.
ballistic energy. Sorry, I don't know how I would describe the difference in a force weapon and a power weapon.
Force weapons have to be used by psychers. That's pretty much the whole thing.
Yep. It is a force weapon that has wounded a wall, gouged into it.
Fire weapon would leave like a lightsaber-esque type of damage.
Yeah, this is like a ripping tear. You reach a sort of vault at the far end where not just supplies are kept, but holy artifacts. And it is here that 2 battle sisters have definitely fallen. One of them has no torso. Simply a head and neck and a waist and legs. The rest of it does not seem present at this site. The other one has simply been stabbed through the chest, right through the power armor, out the far side, pinning her to the floor.
Is the weapon still?
Yes, it's still
Okay.
in her heart.
What kind of weapon is it?
You want to look at this weapon?
It's chainsword.
Oh, mine.
As you go to touch it, you can see that there are glowing runes of chaos along the handle.
Don't touch that. No.
The
What
medical
about the
supplies
sisters'
here.
weapons? Are they dropped?
Yes, they are.
Are they carrying bolters or bolt pistols and chainswords?
Bolt pistols and chainswords.
Oh, the sisters were?
Yes.
Well, we gather those up.
Who would like a bolt pistol? Just a reminder, you guys can't carry an infinite number of weapons.
I have a bolt pistol, but I'd love to replace my knife with the chainsword.
Sure, go ahead.
I'll take a second bolt pistol.
Sure.
I'll gather a chainsword if there's no one else is taking it. Did you have a chainsaw in the end?
Do you want the...
Pondo?
I have a chain axe. Ashley, do you want the bolt pistol? So that way you have something human-y?
I've still got the combat shotgun.
Oh, okay.
That's fine.
Yeah, but you
The
can
bolt
use it.
pistol's probably a bit too much gun for me.
Yeah, you're right.
Do you want the Adeptus chainsword or the
Yeah,
weird
the
chaosy
Solaris one,
chainsword? Just making sure.
Yeah, let me
You
think.
Look, some people say there are whispers in the chainsword community that chaos weapons could be more powerful. Maybe there's a demon inside it that thirsts for the blood of the innocent.
If we get this place cleansed, you could definitely have that weapon purified and then use it. But
Well, you could just use the Adepta chainsword. I just wanted to know if you wanted, that weapon. It'd be fine. Who knows what it could do? It's probably a good positive effect. The door to the medical supply room that this is, the medical supplies seem unused. Like no one came in here and stole drugs or blood transfusions or anything like that. The vault that's in the back containing holy artifacts of the ecclesiarchy, that door has been ripped off of its hinges, which seems like it would be very difficult for an ordinary human to do. Deposited into the wall nearby, and several places where dust has gathered indicate that several things have been removed from within this vault just from a distance.
That's not good.
no, it's not.
But judging briefly, how much strength would that possibly require?
Space Marine level strength with full power armor. An orc, perhaps, would be capable of this. Like a war boss.
Well, there's also there is non-Astartes power armor that is floating around, and sometimes it does get modified.
Maybe like a
certain,
Bullgrin could do
maybe.
it.
Just to be clear, the vault, if anyone was still in the vault, we'd see them from here?
Correct.
Or could they still be some...
It is
okay,
not
so they're in
very
here right now.
large. That's correct.
And it could also, well, I just say it could be something that is possessed.
There's
That's
obviously
neither here nor there.
So we need to.
Have we seen any, other than the carnage, have we seen any runes or any like ritualistic killings, or is it just blood and slaughter?
No, just blood and slaughter.
Has there been any other bodies?
I mean, you've seen runes, you just haven't the runes on the sword, you just haven't investigated.
Well, yeah,
them.
I mean, like in the floor, is there any like anything drawn in blood, that kind of thing?
No, nothing like that.
Looking around at the roof, does the building have any pick thieves? Like surveillance cameras in the
Yes.
building at all? or
Yes,
not?
it does.
Okay.
Are you going to go connect into a central cogitation unit to observe?
Once we're confident there's not someone still here, then...
Okay. Around this time, you get a vox call, Lycus.
Hello?
Is this Acolyte Lycus Santorum?
Perhaps. Who is this?
This is Drill Abbott, candidate Talrond Aspects.
Yes, where are you?
I'm on the far side of the planet. You need to come immediately. I believe that there is some sort of ritual underfoot.
Yes, there's currently a mess at the chapel. We'll try to be there as soon as possible.
Do I need to speak with someone higher up?
What? Okay.
Well, how long would it
How
take us to get to
far
the other
is
side
the-
of the planet?
Here's the bigger thing: is
Several hours.
You would have to get, because the Inquisitor wanted us to come back, didn't he?
I don't
No.
think so yet.
No, he didn't. I thought he wanted us to come back after we investigated the
Yeah.
gang. The gangers, you're right. Ask for the manager.
We'll be there as soon as we possibly can.
I'm contacting Planetary Defense. Cuts the
You
box
realize-
off.
I like peek in. Do you realize it takes several hours to get to the other side of the planet? Yes.
He's already
I
cut the
don't-
box.
Thought this through.
I don't suppose you have access to a Thunderhawk.
I highly doubt I do, at the moment.
You could make an influence
Yeah.
roll.
Yeah, there'd be other suborbitals we can use.
Yeah.
I can
Yeah, I
attempt
guess.
an influence roll. What's my influence?
Do
four?
you want to call and be like, I need a transport immediately?
Is there like an enterprise service we can call? It's like rent. Like,
How many successes do I need?
For this, I mean, what are you saying? Are you saying I'm an
guess-
Inquisitorial Acolyte and I want to interrupt a chaos ritual, or are you keeping that maybe on the down low?
should probably
Like
keep
what?
it on the down low,
I'm
but-
keeping the chaos ritual on the down low.
Okay.
Right, I mean, we're just trying to get. We're just looking to transport to the other side of the
I
planet.
just want
I mean,
immediate transport to the other to whatever what coordinates he gave me.
And you want something that'll get you there very fast. Suborbital.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, 5.
Okay. That's not a 5. That is 8.
You're wrathing it up. Very well,
Yeah,
sir.
my
Very well.
Is there any way to burn anything to help with this roll?
We can spend glory up to roll an extra dice.
That's 3 of the 5
3.
successes. Would you like to glory some glam up?
I mean, we haven't used it.
You
so
have
nothing.
plenty of
Or you-
glory.
Spend 2, so you can roll 2 dice.
Okay.
And then
okay.
hopefully at least one of those is a 6, or they're both successes.
I'll just roll the dice that I. Come on.
No. You want to spend some more glory?
Is it worth
This
it?
sounds kind of important. So
Yeah, we should probably. No, that's one more. Can I put like a wealth into it as well?
Yeah, if you want to bribe somebody.
I just put
And
one
what's
wealth.
it?
Yeah.
Last
Yeah,
success.
gives you one extra success
Yep.
automatically.
You're at 5. Okay. You get a little bit of hassle from the people on the other end, but when you clear the way with a quick bribe, you're booked on, and they send a Thunderhawk. It'll be arriving in the courtyard outside in 5 minutes. They'll get you to the other side of the planet real quick. Someone says Ricky Tick or something like that, you know, something really cheesy. Eshairr, I believe you were going to
Just
go.
like tickety boo.
Yeah. Eshairr, you were going to go look at the picked cogitation.
Yeah, provided there's time before the flyer
Yep,
arrives.
5 minutes is more than enough time to look through some camera footage.
Yep. I might see if I can summon the scout's help too, because he might be better with the human tech than I am.
Yeah.
If I
I mean, we can always. I'm sure there's some type of memory recorder we can always pop out and take with us too.
Sure, the two of you split the party again. You begin looking over the tech here. It's certainly meant to be easy to use, right? So that, I mean, like all Adeptus Sororitas things, it's meant to be user-friendly towards the humans of the world.
It's probably like just a standard interface across all the
Indeed.
stuff. So.
You know, STCs and all that junk.
Uh,
You begin reversing to see what the outside camera footage looks like, and the very first thing that you find is about 20 minutes ago.
Drill Albert candidate Talrond aspects, leaving covered in blood, surrounded by cultists of chaos, openly wearing like white robes covered in runes. They're carrying 3 boxes gilt in gold. One of them has like a sword that it's hovering over their hands, and he's like carrying it out towards a vehicle that they're all piling into, and he like turns to look back at the camera and smiles and then shoots it.
So the drill abbot is with chaos. Yes.
Yeah.
I knew
The person that summoned us to the other side of the world. The person that summoned us away from the city, as far away as we can get.
So, one of 2 things.
Should I cancel my flight?
Well, he could be leading us into a trap.
It is safe to say that your assumption is correct. It's what I would do.
It would be a shame to let a good trap go to waste.
Look, he was only here 20 minutes ago. He himself cannot be on the other side of the world. He's still in this city.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
And then we must need to call the... shoot, I'm blanking on name now.
Inquisitor, planetary government, imperial authority,
Death Cult Assassin.
arbitrators, death cult assassin.
The Death Cult Assassin, definitely.
Okay.
Another one would be the Arbitraries. With a physical description of the person.
Sure. You tell me what order, and let's have these conversations.
Did they leave in a vehicle? Were we able to tell?
Yes, they left in a very large transport vehicle. Like a
sort of identifier on them, or
yeah, it's like a super long white panel van Imperial version. You know, like a very anonymous Imperial vehicle.
Like a...
Were we able to get the plate number? Or
Yeah.
Not from the distance that these pics are being taken.
I would call the
Arbitraries.
forgot the name again. Arbitraries.
Okay.
The Arbitraries.
You call the local Arbite, and someone picks up and says, Prince J125, Senior Arbiter Zetar Gilweed. What is the nature of your emergency?
I need immediate action to stop any white gives them description of the vehicle.
They're just gonna get killed.
There are numerous such vehicles within the city.
Identify, locate, but do not engage. And report back.
Who is this? We don't just stop thousands of vehicles
Look up Lycus Centauro.
Several minutes later, he comes back on the phone and says, I have put out a warning to stop all such vehicles. I will call up all...
Locate and identify and send word back. Here's a description of the person I need you to look out for as well.
I will call up all of our reserve officers and wake everyone that I can.
You've just mobilized an entire city's police force to find one motherfucker.
Yep.
Yeah, it's just a super reasonable use of inquisitorial resources.
I mean,
yes.
It's probably the most reasonable use of...
It's the most reasonable action you guys have taken in the entire game, really. Is there anything else I can do for you?
That is all.
He closed the box.
Okay, the name of the episode on YouTube be look up Lycus Centauro, please.
That would be the name of every episode.
Acolyte, wherever they're going, it's clearly not here. So we should be on our way somewhere while we make these calls. I suggest we go back to the cathedral.
As this is happening, your Thunderhawk transport is landing.
I think we've been at the cathedral.
No, you are at a hospitaller facility where they had taken Talrond to.
Okay.
It is a distance from the cathedral.
Gotcha. Right. Well, since we have our plan here, we can immediately go there now.
Okay.
I'll give a call to the Death Cultist as well to see if she can meet up
Right.
Randall.
You call her from the plane. Duet answers and says, "I'm on my shift right now, Acolyte. Is there something I can help you with?"
There is a serious problem.
I see. I will kill my supervisor and attend
Chaos
immediately.
afoot.
You don't need to kill your supervisor.
But how will I explain my absence?
Tell them to look up Lycus Centauro.
Is that what you tell her?
It's really tempting.
Do it.
Pondo's just like, the memes are gonna be so good. I can't wait for a picture of my face with the white text, look up Lycus Santoro at the bottom.
Have you seen this man?
If you've not, you should.
Well, Pondo.
Tell him look up like a centaur.
She cuts the box.
I don't always respond to orders, but when I do, it's to look up like a centaur.
Dear goodness, it's getting old.
You land at the cathedral, and it is clear that there is going to be very serious. The nearby fortress precinct has begun setting out sandbags near the church's main street. It looks as if in a circle around an area down the street, someone has destroyed the entire city. Everything has been turned to dirt and ash. Burned out buildings are all that remains. And in the center of it, you can see the cultists are enacting some sort of ritual using blood and psyker warp fuckery. As whoever is creating this grand ritual waves their hand, Chaos Space Marines begin appearing out of thin air.
What the fuck?
All of them bear the markings of Emperor's Children and Slanesh upon their persons. And you can see that the commander of the unit steps forward and says, "Find the adherents of Cord and wipe them out. We will claim this world for us, for I am perfect and beautiful, and the world will be just like I am."
Oh, dear Lord.
As this is happening, the ritual continues, and
Like I hear him say that in front of yours.
you can see a mirage-like opening into the warp where there are daemonettes waiting just beyond the barrier of the immaterium to push their way into this world.
We should probably stop.
As you land at the cathedral, your Thunderhawk captain is just like, "I've got a call from a Calidus Cinovus. Is someone going to take this?"
I'll take it.
So the Thunderhawk captain is just like hovering to keep the church between him and the ritual. The Inquisitor says, "Lycus,
Yes,
I assume you see what's happening on this planet.
I
At
am.
several locations, there has been an incursion of Chaos Warp. They are
looking at what I know.
devotees of the most recent of the Chaos Gods. I have given orders for the Adeptus Mechanicus among the fleet to use teleportation to deep strike your units back to our planet immediately. There may be some losses in the process, but your army will be present at your location in just a few minutes."
I feel as we have no other choice, so we must do this.
I will be directing planetary defenses myself, but it would seem that the largest incursion is at your Vox coordinates. You're to hold the line at all costs against these heretics.
It shall be done.
The Emperor's light be with you.
And the Emperor's light be with you, Inquisitor.
He hangs up the box. We're going to be on the tabletop next week with 8th edition Warhammer Party versus Chaos Space Marines.
That'll be fun.
I have great news for all of you, though. First off, please increase your rank to 2.
Hey.
For some of you, that won't make any difference. For some of you, that will make a small difference. It will make a +1 difference for some things.
Where's our rank?
It's at the top of the sheet.
Top of the sheet beneath name.
Yes. You have
I was
certainly
looking at the one-
availed your unit of its fame. You've become extremely famous in some ways, I would say.
Infamous.
Notorious. And the second thing is, I wanted to ask you if you guys would like to play test bringing your units from this game directly onto the battlefield next week, or whether you'd prefer to command from the safety of a Thunderhawk.
When you say playtest would imply there is a lower amount of risk associated with making that.
No, there's an
decision.
incredible amount of risk. If you die in the game, you die in real life. I will, however, allow you to make standard defiance checks to not die once you have been killed on the battlefield, however. You would simply be wounded and removed off the field.
Should we decide that offline? Chat about it.
Sure. I'm giving you the option. I would prefer if you had, a decision by next Friday. So I'm sure I'll learn about it Saturday afternoon, 5 minutes before the game starts. But, this is how it goes.
I figured 10 minutes after it starts.
Good times. Please take let's say 5 build points for this episode. Well,
is it 25?
James, I know you've been kicking yourself. Is it a Death Cult Assassin, Imperial Cult Assassin? Is it Khorne? I hope that your decision was vindicated this episode with the revelations that have come about.
Oh yeah, it was funny just because it was obviously not all the same thing. There was obviously a few different layers, like an onion. But yeah, no, it's good to see that all come out in the wash.
Then all I have to say is I hope you guys are enjoying following the plot of a conspiracy, because clearly there are forces at work here that are not allied in their purpose.
Mm-hmm. There's definitely fuckery afoot.
Well, I mean, there's absolutely warp fuckery afoot when daemonettes get involved.
4th degree interdimensional warp fuckery.
I agree.
And certainly the enemy of my enemy is not my friend in this case.
Well, you know who is your friend, though? The Tau. Have you heard about the greater good?
Wrong.
I hear
Obviously,
they
haven't looked up like a Centaurum.
The Tower, just like Rome. If you were Roman, it was a great place to live. If you weren't Roman, then you were going to have some problems.
They're going to castrate you and treat you like livestock.
They did invent an entire word to describe non-Romans. It's called barbarian. Everyone knows that Rome is where your heart is, though. That Rome is the most superior empire that has ever existed. Atomic, let's start with outros with you. Maybe like a retrospective on the episode. How you feeling about things?
I mean, it's pretty good. I'm still trying to do like a deadpan delivery of stuff without fucking laughing. But I'm starting to pick on the guardsman, the Tempestus, which is amazing in like a weird way to the Space Marine.
I mean, I feel like you have this very strange very protective relationship with Eshairr. You guys are always going off together, and
because we're the stealthy duo. I mean, Antipho's about it. I mean, I guess he did the one thing, but prior to this, he's been as about as stealthy as a fucking tactical bonfire. So,
I mean, that's the idea.
Yeah. So we got Team Stealthy Boys and Team the other guys.
Wow.
But yeah, I mean, we get along.
Somebody has to be the loud ones to draw the attention, so the other ones.
But we're also the two like we're the two like non-standard humans. Like one's Xenos, the other one is, I mean, Astartes for the most part. They call normal humans mortals. They don't even consider themselves part of, like don't even consider themselves really human anymore.
We're the quiet ones. We're the deadpan ones. He's the tallest. I'm the shortest. Sort of like a couple thing.
I could probably eat her the furthest if we needed to. But yeah, no, it's pretty good. Everybody gets more into the character stuff and everything else. So it's pretty fun. And next week is going to be, if God, fucking Emperor's Children. I hate the Third Legion with a passion. So yeah, that'll be good. Killing some of them. So that'll be fun. But yeah, other than that, I mean, it's pretty good. I guess. Let's see.
What kind of outro you got for us?
Oh yeah, that's right. That's a thing we do.
It
Sorry.
is the thing that we do. Yeah.
Super tired. I haven't slept in like 2 days.
Yeah, no, we're back.
But yeah, Atomic Spoon on Twitch and Twitter, and I stream Warcraft stuff Tuesdays and Thursdays. Yeah, Jesus Christ. New Game Plus on Wednesdays here on Saturdays, and then whenever throughout the week, whenever you feel like it. So that's pretty much it. That's me.
Okay. James, how's it going?
It's good. Good. No, I think you had another good game. I like the investigation side. Looking forward to getting out on the tabletop again next time.
I look forward to losing horribly as you're just like, all right, and checkmate round 2.
No. Chaos is one of the certainly in the rules right now. Chaos is probably one of the leading factions at the moment. So, with the right choices of units, you can be a pretty tough fight.
Oh, don't worry. The right choices of units are so contested that literally no member of the strategy team has agreed with my army yet. They haven't agreed with each other, but they haven't agreed with me.
Yeah. Oh, look, if you want some instant win units, obliterators certainly, terminators with plasma guns, teleporting in and unending cacophony. So
I mean,
endless
we do
cacophony.
Have a chance of survival.
No, you're good.
Well, the strategy team's biggest complaint is probably that you're not playing orcs again.
That's true. It is a bunch of orc players. Yeah. I gotta tell you, Sid, I want that tank. I want that tank this time around. I don't want you to have it anymore. I want it to be my tank.
I love my tank.
This feels familiar to me. This feels like the Devastator with you, AP.
Yeah, a little bit.
I want it alive, man.
Yeah, Arthur's like, okay, here's this nice shiny toy you can have. I want to kill it.
It's messing my things.
The Lord giveth and the Lord taketh away.
It's like this probably won't be a pain in my neck later on. I'll just give it to him; he'll be fine. And it's killing everything.
Yeah. But I mean, it's an anti-infantry vehicle. That's what it's designed to do.
But no, so getting back to me.
Yes.
Yeah, I enjoyed the game. I'm James. I podcast, Grimdark Podcast or grimdarkpodcast.com. No shows planned in the near future, probably one in the next 3 or so weeks. So probably the next time the internet hears from me will be next Saturday when we get together to play this game again. In the meantime, I will lock myself and my Switch in a dark room and keep playing Fire Emblem.
Who you aiming for, right? Who you gonna S rank?
I don't know yet.
You don't know yet? Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, so haven't once again, like, it doesn't feel like a BioWare game in that respect. Like, it almost feels like all the characters in that game are everyone can have a relationship at once and it wouldn't seem to break the game, it seems. Because certainly I've seen a few of the characters starting relationships with each other. So it doesn't feel like it's necessarily a meaningful decision. Like,
but don't
like
you have a favorite?
So I mean,
gun to your head.
I like Edelgard, yeah. So,
yeah.
Or Dorothea, certainly. So
Edelgard is incredibly popular. True. You have a long road ahead of you, friend.
I certainly feel that she could turn bad at any moment. She could be the drill abbot of that game.
You would dare speak heresy of Betelgeuse, the Bay of Bays?
Oh, I hadn't heard that one. Sorry, no.
Well, Betelgeuse is great.
I don't tend to ship fan fiction, that sort of stuff, So I'll be interested to see whether the fans of this show eventually start shipping like they did with Battletech.
Oh, well, they're doing it for New Game Plus now too, so don't worry. They'll get there eventually.
Man, the thirst levels were out of control when Kelly turned into a female Dragonborn. Like, people are like, here's some fan art, and here's some more fan art. Man, I want to know everything about how female Dragonborn operate.
Not just fan
art. Are there
art.
eggs involved?
People were making actual 3D models of the character. Like,
what is a cloaca? Just like, please stop, guys.
Oh God,
James, you got anything else going on besides playing some Fire Emblem?
No, just more miniature painting. Still working through my back catalogue. And I got an invite to go to PAX Unplugged this year. They sent me a thing asking me if I wanted a press pass. So I got to work out whether that's doable to get over there in October or November, I think it is, for PAX Unplugged.
PAX Unplugged is
But,
great, I hear.
Yep. So maybe, but I
Good
don't
time
know.
of year to go to
Yeah.
Philadelphia.
I'm sure if I plan to, that something else in my house will blow up or leak or crack or
You're
break.
just gonna wait till the last second to accept.
Exactly right. Yeah. Yep. So
You know, speaking of something that blows up or leaks or cracks, let's talk to Hondo the Man.
Do I blow up?
I don't
Oh,
know. I was just
Well, you're just so hot tempered.
sorry. I forgot that I wasn't supposed to be making jokes this episode, and I stepped outside. And
Hi, I'm Ponder the Man. You can catch me on YouTube or Twitch/Ponder the Man, or you can catch me on Thursday nights on BattleTech with Sid, or you can see me on the occasional coming out whenever AP is on vacation, Pokemon Erwin Islands. And I actually am intrigued by putting my character into the combat on the tabletop.
we have a whole week to convince everybody else that it's a great plan.
I'm like less attached to my character. I've already accepted that death is just
Wow.
inevitability.
Just gonna Lycus Santoro is already a meme, and you're like, ah, he's so broke. Let's get a new woke character up in here. I want to join an Inquisitorial team as a chaos cultist. Can we do that? That's my new character, Arthur.
I don't think so.
Wow.
Definitely play a Sanctioned Psyker. That'd be hilarious because Perils of the Warp is a thing. It's like the Wheel of Wild Magic, but worse.
You could play an undercover chaos cultist. You're real good at that undercover work thing. Got anything else going on, Pondo? I heard that you stream sometimes.
Not yet.
Okay.
Still waiting for things to calm down a bit.
Okay.
We can stream to Total War sometime.
We need to do that at some
We
point.
do.
No need to invite me to play Total War. It's fine.
Well, it's only 2 players.
Okay.
So.
Is it really only just 2 players?
Well, I think the
For co-op, yes.
the grand campaign is
Oh, okay.
the
I guess that makes sense.
Vampire Coast is
Pretty much.
a beautiful thing. Who's next? I guess
Sid, it's up to you.
Sid.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry, I had difficulty unmuting myself there for a reason. Thank you so much, everyone who came and watched this. It was fantastic, a lot of fun. I'm really enjoying this game and this group. I will be back with more videos on my channel starting tomorrow. On Mondays, I have the weekly Line of Sight video over at Exclusively Games YouTube channel. And on Thursdays, we've got the Battle Text, where Harridan somehow, against all odds, managed to not get horribly killed. Still trying to figure that one out. But yeah, more YouTube stuff, more videos, everything coming on my channel. And yeah, looking forward to it. And I'm also looking forward. So we're next week we're going to be putting ourselves to the peril.
Ah, man, you got through Sid Alpha. You got through a court case in less than an hour, and you weren't found guilty. That is a new record on both points.
Not only that, I was acquitted. That's never happened, and I've been on trial more than once in the past. So yeah, I don't know. That's interesting. But yeah, with this whole including ourselves on the battle map, I think it's a terrible idea, and that's why I'm all for it. So yeah, I'm totally.
It's a fair call.
I'm mostly intrigued by how it translates.
Oh, very badly, I'm sure.
Well, there are no empty in the clip rules, so straight away, Antipho's at a disadvantage.
Yeah, and Tifo's completely hobbled then. If I can't mow down 20 dudes at once, then I'm screwed.
It's kind of like, I can say pretty much we've done this with Battletech. Like, how does the weapon skill from Wrath and Glory translate over to the tabletop.
Mhm. Yeah,
And-
it'll be interesting to see because some of that stuff, at least with BattleTech and A Time of War, some of it translates really well, some of it not so well.
Well,
So we'll
you
see how
make
it
that
goes.
decision, and if you say yes, then I'll finish up the rules.
I mean, I'm all for giving it a bash. Well, I'll probably
And
die.
Tifo
but,
dies.
Yeah.
You got
And
anything
then
else?
Tifo's brother Antipho shows up.
Your parents named you Antipho. Oh wait, no, you don't even have parents because you're an orphan.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, is he a real brother or is he,
No,
just someone you
no.
call brother?
Someone you call brother.
Okay. All right. Well, I feel like maybe your drill abbot needed better naming conventions than name everybody variations of Antipho.
Very, very unoriginal.
Antifax. No, actually, I like Antifax. Kind of sounds like Shadowfax.
Antipodes.
E. All right. If there's nothing else, then that's us for this week. Anyone got any closing sentiments?
Look up Lycus Santorum.
I don't think that anyone here is authorized to do that outside of the cast. Just looking up his name would be a imperial crime.
So it helps us find who the criminals are when they try and do it.
Yeah, we have your you won the lotto. We have your winning money down here at the police station. If you could just come by so we could get your fingerprint.
I don't think any good imperial citizen would fall for that shit.
I don't know, dude.
You'd be amazed.
Yeah.
Like when my father was a cop and they actually had a person call into 911 because someone broke into their house and stole their stash. So the 911 operator was very kindly sent a police officer to their location and took detailed notes on precisely what quantities of what drugs were stolen.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was a thing that happened.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say, if you ever need it, if you ever think people, the average imperial, just remember, people in our world ate Tide Pods. Imperium's got a lot more people in it, so.
Okay.
Yeah,
True.
that's a moment of silence for that stupidity. Like that hurt everyone here physically and mentally.
Folks at home, whether you're watching on Twitch or on YouTube, did you know that you can take your Amazon Prime and turn it into Twitch Prime by linking your accounts today and heading to twitch.tv/APGamingREAL, pressing the Twitch Prime button. That's it. That's what I have to add. That's my outro. Sell out immediately.
Do it.
We'll see you next week. Have a good night.